Welcome back to another review by Mega Train Lover. Today we are having a look at the second loco which I purchased at the London Festival of Railway Modelling, and as you can see it's another Hornby locomotive, no prizes for guessing that, and you can probably tell from the picture in the box, but this is a ex-LMS Royal Scot class rebuilt version. As you can see, it says BR 460 Royal Scot class 7P, called Black Watch. Its BR number is 46102. If we turn to the side, you can see its product code is R2628, and it says DCC ready, but it has already been fitted. Now the first thing you might notice is the box does leave a lot to be, the condition of the box does leave a lot to be desired, but rest assured the locomotive is in almost immaculate condition. If we turn to the back, you can see you get tons of information on the class, and even on this particular engine called Black Watch. So this particular one was built in 1927, rebuilt in 1949, and then scrapped in 1962. Now, a bit of history about the Royal Scot class. There were 70 of these built between 1927 and 1930 to the design of Sir Henry Fowler. 50 of them were built at the North British Locomotive Company, whilst 20 were built at Derby Works. Now, the engines originally had what was known as a parallel boiler. So the boiler looked slightly larger, and they also had a Belpaire firebox. Now, in the 1940s, the original parallel boilers, they were deemed to be life expired. So William Stanier, who by then was the chief mechanical engineer for the LMS, decided to rebuild the engines with what was known as a Type 2A boiler, which is basically this one, which is more of a tapered boiler. So the original boiler was more flat, it was straight, whereas this one is a tapered boiler. And this improved the performance of the locomotives vastly, and they were basically put to work on many express trains on the West Coast Main Line, but also on other main lines such as the North Wales Coast Line. They were most well known for heading the Irish Mail Express from London to Holyhead, and all of them were withdrawn by about they were withdrawn in the 1960s. To be more specific, they were all withdrawn by 1964, and only 2 of them have survived. These are numbers 46100, called Royal Scot, and 46115, Scots Guardsman. Royal Scot is more famous because it was, well, both of them are fairly famous in their own ways. Royal Scot went to the USA in 1933 to the Chicago World's Fair. Excuse me. But Scots Guardsman had a claim to fame as well. Scots Guardsman hauled the Olympic torch in 2012, which is really, I think she only pulled it from, York to Thirsk, or she pulled it from York, that's for sure. But I mean, that is quite a big thing for a steam locomotive to pull the Olympic torch. Very, very special. So yeah, that is the rebuilt Royal Scot. Now the locomotive is not in the box. This is the older style Hornby packaging with the polystyrene which splits. As you can see, the condition of the box is a bit naff, but the locomotive is in good condition. So we'll put the box to one side, and here we have the engine, and as you can see it's got the old style connector. So this model is fairly old, but nonetheless it is really, really nice. So this is the engine, and the tender is just here. We'll have a look at the engine first. which is just wow. Wow, just look at that, just absolutely beautiful. Before I start, these two lamps I've added myself. This is the express passenger head code, which was their main line of duty, obviously. Let's start at the front. So we've got sprung buffers, which is a very nice touch. The chain link coupling and the vacuum brake pipe I've added. Those came separate in the detail pack, but I have added them to make it look more realistic. As you see, it's got the smoke deflectors. The smoke deflectors, they do have a very interesting shape. Yeah, and they've also got, as you can see, the holes in the smoke box. Those basically for you to grab onto. So rather than having handrails, you would grab into these, basically. But wow, I mean, the level of detail, and this model is about. It's just over 10, I think it's 10 or just over 10 years old, but the level of detail is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. There's the name, Black Watch, number 46102. Just look at the valve gear. Absolutely, wow. Really, really nice. What else? You get the lubricator just there. I think it's a mechanical lubricator. And the cylinder drain cocks, I've added those myself, but it does make it look very, very nice. You can see the double chimney just there. So the rebuilt engines received double chimneys. The original parallel boilers only had single chimneys, but they received double chimneys upon rebuilding. And there's the number 46102, and then the shed code of 66A, which I checked beforehand. And then this engine was based at Hornby depot in Scotland. If we turn to the other side, you can see the reversing bar just there. Obviously the reverse is in the cab, but this is basically what you use to control the direction of the locomotive, as well as controlling sort of how much steam goes into the cylinders. As well as using the regulator, you also use the reverser to basically either increase or decrease the amount of steam going into the cylinders. And there's the nameplate again, Black Watch, and you get the separately fitted handrails running along both sides of the boiler. You get safety valves, and then the whistle, the cab roof vent, which does slide, as you can see. And another impressive part is the cab. Now, you can clearly see the regulator in the middle. You see all the controls, even the gauge glass indicator, and then you can also see the reverser just there, the firebox door. Yeah, and you even see the this is the connection to the tender. You can see the power classification there of 7F. And yeah, that's about it really. Oh, you can also see where you fill the sandboxes just there, and that's repeated on the other side as well, just there. So yeah, you can also see the injectors under the cab. So that's the engine. Now let's have a look at the tender, which looks just as nice. This is a standard Stanier tender, but nonetheless it is really, really nice. You get the handbrake and the water scoop levers on both sides. I think the coal is removable. Yes, it is. It is indeed removable. So yeah, you can put your own coal in there if you wish. I'm just going to keep this coal in there for now. You can see the water filler cap there. You get sprung buffers on the back as well. But yeah, the coupling at the back, I don't think it's a NEM coupling. Let's just see. No, I'm not going to attempt to pull it out, but it is not. I don't think it's a NEM coupling, judging by its appearance. So yeah, I mean, overall, this engine is just wow. I mean, Royal Scots are quite an essential LMS class to have in your collection. But yeah, wow, this is just stunning, absolutely stunning. Anyway, the next thing to do is to put her on the track and see whether she can run like the real thing. So here we have the Hornby Royal Scot Black Watch on the track, and wow, she just looks so nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to select her number and watch her go. Wow. So I'll set the controller to halfway, which is running in speed. So she's not very fast at the moment, but wow. I just love the way the valve gear is just moving. It is really nice. To be honest, I'm not going to pick the speed up because obviously it will be a bit difficult to follow the engine like this, but we'll see her running at full speed in future videos. Let's get a few line side shots. Or actually, how about for a brief period, we put her on full speed? Shall we? There we go. Now this is true Royal Scot speed. Okay, so I've slowed her down back to halfway speed. But just to conclude this video, she's a highly recommended model from me. She's an essential LMS class. So if you are a Midland modeler, then you need to get her. Just any model of the Royal Scot class will do. Honestly, the level of detail is absolutely excellent. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.